What's up, y'all?
Live.
Welcome to the Beyond Celebrity Show. I'm your host, Cesar Pena. Got the co-host, producer, Miguel Sanchez. Say what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, did you catch that show last night, kid? The Last Dance. Huh?
Nah, I didn't watch it. How was it?
Bro, let me tell you something, man. We as 80s, because I'm closer to 1980 than the 70s. I was born in 78, but I'm closer to 80. Michael Jordan was he was the man. You know what I'm saying? So going into the 90s, huh?
What year he came into the league? 82?
No, 84. 84. So everything they were talking about yesterday, I lived it, bro. Like that whole story, I lived it. And certain music that they throw on there, it just took me like rapidly back. Like I was like goosebumps all night. Like I was just like, oh my God. Like, oh, Michael as a killer. He's a killer, man. Shannon, what's going on, Shannon? So if you guys haven't seen The Last Dance, like Miguel Sanchez.
Yeah.
They're
playing it again?
Yeah, they're gonna play it all week. But every Sunday is they're doing two. Like next week is 3 and 4. So
I'm kind of torn since I fucking hated the Bulls. I'm like, I don't know if I want to relive all that.
Yeah.
Shannon said she loved the underdog.
Yeah. It's just, it brings you back to that time that it was just like, oh my God, like greatness. You looking at greatness.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
And
It's
understanding the story behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was nuts. It was nuts. So yeah, highly recommend.
That's true. The story got to be crazy. Rodman, all that shit. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so the first two parts, right? They tackle Michael, of course, Michael. His upbringing, everything, went to North Carolina, all this stuff. They went back. They the way they did it, they went to the 97, I think it was 97, 98, and then they went back to the when he was like high school, college, like in depth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was crazy. And the beef they used to have with their manager, the dude that ran, the Bulls at the time.
Yeah. GM?
Yeah, the GM. Yeah, oh my God. Yo, the names they used to call him, man. Oh my God. And then Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, it was crazy because they were talking about how Scottie Pippen signed a 7-year deal, and the owner was like, yo, listen, 7 years is a long time, bro. But he's from like the South and he don't have money. So he's looking at it like it's gonna be 7 years consistent. It was like 7 years for $14 million, right? And
seven
total. So that total, bro. Yo, by the time he got into like the 4th year, he was superstar, one of the greatest players. Jerry Cross. Yes, Shannon. Thank you. Bro. Then he, the Last Dance, he didn't want to play no more. He was like, yo, I ain't playing. They just finished winning 2 championships. He's like, I ain't gonna play. I ain't playing. He got surgery done on his foot, and he was like, yo, I'm not playing. I'm not gonna play. And that was the beef. That's where they kind of left it off. And I was just like, no.
Like you don't know what happened. You're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
I know. Bro, it took me back ridiculous. Like it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So whoever caught the game, The Last Dance, the documentary, I know you guys were in it. I know y'all were in it. So what you do yesterday?
Nothing. Chill. Watch. Like I watch Westworld. That's my thing.
Yeah?
That's my favorite show. Yeah. Knockout.
All right, all right. Today,
So today,
uh,
what's today's
so
topic?
today's topic is celebrities that's gone way too soon, right? I was promoting this for a little while today. I should have promoted it earlier, but it's my little girl's birthday. Big shout out to my baby girl Bella. It's her birthday today, so no, I got you. I got you. Thank you. But yeah, it was her birthday today, so I was dealing with her all day today, and then now, I already have my list of people that I've dealt with for my 15 years doing this, and people that has gone way too soon. I had special relationships with some of them. Some of them passed through, but a lot of people, my business that passed away, that I was just like, wow, way too soon. Like I seen them now, and then like in a couple days they were gone. So I want to talk about that. I want to see. If you guys have any questions through it, let me know. Thank you, Shannon. Let me know. Let me know. Definitely. I just put up on my Instagram one of my favorite Corey Monteith. He was on Glee, and he was going out with Leah Michelle at the time, and young superstar in the making. Amazing dude. Stopped for all his fans. Signed everything. Every time we got him, he had jokes. Just full of life. And it's just 1 week. We like, all right, what's going on? This guy is in the hospital, right? And then we're like, man, he's in the hospital. Like, what's going on? And supposedly, I don't got all the specifics, but he definitely something like he was in like depressed, and you don't know what people go through, right? So it don't matter if you're a superstar or not. You don't know what the situation is, but he died. He passed away, and it hit me hard because like a couple weeks before that, we was chilling. Like we got him downtown hotel coming out. What's up, guys? What's up, fellas? Like full of life. This kid was just full of life, and all the stuff that happened afterwards when you figure you find out, that he wasn't happy and he was going through it, and that was tough.
He killed himself? He took like pills or something?
So the reports, that's what they said, right? They said that he committed suicide. So he OD'd. He was taking a lot of drugs and stuff like that, and he OD'd, So it was tough. Yo, Miguel, that was one of the toughest ones because like he was gonna be a star. Like you could tell, like he was one of the like Glee, he was a superstar, but you could tell he was transitioning from TV shows and he was about to start doing movies, and man, way too soon, bro. Yeah, bro. The next one I want to talk about was Amy Winehouse. Yo, it was crazy with Amy Winehouse because Amy Winehouse, I was listening to her music. I was like, man, like she's got a lot of talent, and she came to New York. She came with her boyfriend in New York, and at first she wasn't digging the paparazzis. And then after like a few days, she was here for like a good like 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, we just started becoming friends. She was like, where'd you buy your camera? Like where, because her boyfriend wanted to do video of her and stuff like that and take pictures. So we was like, yo, we got to go to this spot on 34th Street. I'm not going to name the name, but yo, the spot on 34th Street, they got all the cameras. Trust me. That same day, the boyfriend goes out. Yo, I see him with like 5 bags of just cameras and equipment. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Like, yo, he went in. Like he really took our advice. So he went in, and then you see him kind of taking pictures of her, doing video of her. And she used to just go all over the city, like just walk. And, I got her a bunch of times, and we just, every time she, we'll get her, she'll just be like, can you not just make a scene? Like, if you're going to shoot me, just shoot me from like across the street or from the car or something like that, because I don't want people to come up to me. So we was like, all right, cool, Amy, So we were just, chilling with her. And like couple months later, she passed away, and we was just like, wow, like she was so kind. She was so kind, but you could tell she was going through it. Like she was wearing the same clothes.
Another one that OD'd, right?
What happened?
She OD'd, right?
Yeah,
She OD'd too.
Yep. So, but she was going through it because for like a week straight, Miguel, she was wearing like the same clothes, and I was just like, man, like, yo, she is rich, like what's going on, so you could tell she was going through her,
Boyfriend, was that boyfriend junkie type or no?
So he was, but for 1 week, like he was around for a week hard, and then after the week, he wasn't around that much. So you could tell they probably was getting into fights and stuff like that. And but like she was rolling solo, and that's when we was getting her solo walking around. But she wanted to kind of be to herself, but she didn't mind us doing video or taking pictures. She was just like, yo, just keep the distance, and we was always obliging by, with that, that's how we do. But she was so down to earth. She was so cool, and she was just getting started. Like that superstar was just about to blow up. When she died, everything started blowing up, of course, and you know how that is. When they blow up.
Her album right before she died or something like that, right? Like her album was really close to when she died, right?
Yep. And her documentary too. Like she had a whole documentary right before she died. Like right before she died. And that was crazy. It was crazy, Miguel. Like, because she was so cool. She was so cool and down to earth. So we were like, man, like, because it looked like once she started that up and become a superstar, we was about to go like, we was running with that. That was about to be like something like how I was doing with like Ari and all them. Like that was about to start happening because we were talking to her like real talk when the cameras were down and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a hard one because we didn't expect that at all. Like we really didn't expect that. But she was into some heavy stuff,
Yeah, I was a junkie like that. I'm sorry, like she was not a junkie, but like she was addicted to, I think it was heroin, right? Like, and people are on that, man. It's like any day.
I mean, I don't know the specifics, but if you watch the documentary, even in the documentary, she was on some like heavy stuff, So, and looking at it live and just watching, because I live. Back then, of course, I lived in neighborhoods that you see a lot of people that do like heavy drugs. So I know that, what I'm saying? Like I'd had family that did it. So I can sense it. I can feel that, So, it was so unfortunate. It was so unfortunate, but yeah, man, that was tough. That was tough, bro. The next one on my list, Burt Reynolds, man. Yo, I met Burt Reynolds about like 4 or 5 different times, but the last time I met him, he was in a wheelchair. And he came out, said what's up to everybody, signed everything, took pictures with people. And I was like, man, I should take a picture with him. I was like, come on, that's my childhood. I don't know if you guys ever heard this movie called Cannonball, Cannonball Run. Burt Reynolds was my guy, you know what I'm saying? So I used to watch that joint all the time. I think they went up to like part 3 of that. And then he had other movies and stuff here and there, but Burt Reynolds was my guy. So, yo, that last time I saw him, he was in a wheelchair. He came out, but he was so nice. He was doing like a premiere for something, and he was signing he was just like this, signing. And people were like, oh my God, like Burt Reynolds don't sign like this, but he never in New York like that. So we were just chilling, hanging out with him, and I was like, man, I should take a picture. But I was like, I haven't shot Burt Reynolds for a long time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just shoot him this time. Next time, I'll get a picture with him. A week later, he passed away, bro. And I was just like, oh. I was like, man, like, you just never know. I don't know the cause. I think he had a heart attack or something. But, I'm not 100% how. But it was like a week after I got him, and that was crazy. That was crazy, After that, the next one after her, after Burt Reynolds, Aretha Franklin. Oh my God, yo, Aretha Franklin was like my godmother. You know what I'm saying? Like she was, every time she saw us, she's like, hey baby, like she had this like thing about her that was like different, man. And I used to get her all the time. And, you know, for years, I was getting Aretha Franklin, you know, and, you know, it was so sad when she passed away, because I was just like, man, like every time it was like a joy. I knew every time she came to the city, I knew somebody that worked at the hotel she was staying at. She's like, yo, your girl's coming in, you know, and I was like, who, Aretha? Yeah, yeah. She used to come in a big bus, you know. Then she used to drive around like in this crazy Mercedes Benz. But Aretha, man, that was crazy. That was hard. That was hard because we were close, you know, and it was always a joy to get her, you know. So that was crazy. That was difficult.
So, all right. So, and then with Aretha, that was old age too, right? It wasn't depression or anything like that.
Nah, I think it was just it was like her time, right? I think it was like a heart attack. I think it was natural, you know.
Yeah.
But man, you know, she was just getting back because her weight was fluctuating. Like she'll get, you know, she was a little heavy set, but she'll get skinny, and then she'll go back to like being a little heavy set. So I think all that fluctuation was kind of messing with her, you know, her insides, you know. But that was crazy. That was real difficult. The next one, Paul.
76.
76?
Yeah.
She was so awesome to be around. The next one, Paul Walker, man. He was so nice. You know, I got him a few times. I never had a relationship with him, but yo, the relationship he had with fans, he was amazing. He was just amazing with fans. And you already see like he was about to go to another level, especially with the whole franchise. You know, Fast and the Furious was getting crazy, you know, and you know, he was killing it, you know, for Fast and the Furious, but he could have done anything, you know, and it was so sudden, that death, that I was just like, wow, like really? Like I literally was like, yo, like I missed a couple opportunities right before he died to get him, but I got him a bunch of times, and he's always nice. Like this guy is one of the nicest guys in the business, you know. So to hear him,
like Vin Diesel?
What happened?
He didn't pull you over like Vin Diesel?
Nah, he's to himself. Like he didn't talk much, you know, but he was dope with fans. Like he was signing things and he was taking pictures with fans. But he was dope. He was a dope dude. But you know, with paparazzi, you know, you got some people that just don't talk too much with Paps. You know, with me, he didn't talk much with me, but he was just a dope dude, you know, and he was definitely going to another level. Yeah, so he was gone way too soon. But right after him is my guy. Yo, I missed him about 4 or 5 different times, but the one time I was gonna get him. So this guy I'm talking about is Prince, right? Right? Oh, wow. Yo, Prince was coming out this hotel, right? And I miss him. I always miss it, like by a little bit. Yo, you just missed Prince. Oh my God, Prince just came. So I seen he got the same limo all the time. So the limo was parked outside, and the dude had the door open. So I ran up. I was like this with another one of my guys. We ran up, had my camera ready like this. I looked through the window of the hotel. He's standing there, right, with like a collar open like this, with like little hair coming out there, and he has some big glasses. Like, oh my God, I'm about to get Prince. Oh shit. So I lift my camera up like this. I look at the driver. I look back, gone. He was gone.
He just went back in?
He was gone. He went back in. So security came out. They were like, yo, just stand right here. You stand right there. Like they're ready to go. This was like 6 o'clock. Yo, just stand right there. Yo, he's gonna come right out. Don't say nothing to him. He's cool, but just don't say nothing to him. He's gonna come right out. We like, I, anything you need, come on. So we standing there. I'm talking the ready door open. The door is open. I'm like this. All right, come on, Prince. Come on, man. Bro, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Door's still open. 9 o'clock. Dude standing outside kind of like cold because it's a little cold out. He's just like, I'm like, yo, bro, is he gonna come out? Like, is he gonna come out?
You spooked him? You think because he saw you? Like, what was the reason?
He saw me with the camera. So
he didn't want to come out because of that.
Because of that. And it looked like he was going somewhere. Bro, we waited there until 10 o'clock at night. The dude closed the door at 10 o'clock at night. 4 hours later, bro, dude closed the door and left. So we went to the back door. We went to the back door and everything. We check in. We like, yo, did anybody leave the back door? I knew somebody in the hotel. I'm like, yo, did he leave? He's like, yo, I saw him in the lobby, and then he went around back, and then he never came back. So he must have left through the back door. So we like, all right. So we had somebody in the back door, in the front, until 2 o'clock in the morning waiting for him to come back. Yo, same limo came back like around 2:15, about like 2:15, 2:30, picking up his luggage. Dude left. Right? I'm like, no, right? So we follow the thing. We follow the limo, and the limo went to New Jersey. So it looked like he flew out. He must have went somewhere through the back, and he was flying out because he flew private. So I was like, oh, this dude, man, So I never really got to shoot Prince. At least I got to see him, right? But at least 5 different times I missed him. I missed him like 5 different times. Kobe Bryant, man. Man, I got Kobe. You see, it was crazy with Kobe. I used to get Kobe a lot early on in my career, when I worked with like TMZ and stuff like that. So back then, this is when he got in trouble. This is when he got in trouble in Colorado, right? So back then, people were like, yo, I hate this dude. Like, people did not like Kobe, especially in New York, right? People really didn't like Kobe, right? And Kobe never stopped for fans. Like, he was not a good dude at that time, Like, people really didn't like him. So I was like, man, like, that's all this stuff happened in Colorado. Yo, Kobe was the nicest guy in the world. Kobe was the nicest guy. Yo, that changed his whole thing because it's freedom, right? He was literally about to go down. He was done. He was done so, but, I think money talks or something like that. Something happened down in Colorado that sprung him loose, but
the branding, he had to rebrand.
Bro, it was serious though. It was really bad, and he had to rebrand himself, good dude, show himself in the video camera, that he was good, taking pictures with everybody, So, got him throughout all that stuff, got him a few times after, but I was going to meet him this year for the Hall of Fame. This year I was going to meet him. I had a chance to meet him when his book signing a couple months ago. But I was like, nah, I was busy that day. A couple of my friends got a lot of photos with him. And I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'll meet him. Once I heard about him about to be in the Hall of Fame, he was a shoo-in, So, and I knew my homegirl was about to go too, Tamika Catchings. And she got into the Hall of Fame too. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to meet him and get to talk to him at the Hall of Fame thing, So I wasn't stressing it. When he passed away, you guys felt it, right? It was a whole different beast. It was like the Pope died. You know what I'm saying? Like it impacted a lot of people that never met him before, and that was a worldwide. I ain't never seen SportsCenter just close down. You know what I'm saying? And the world literally like crying. That was difficult.
For me, my son, I was traveling, and my son calls me, and he's like, "Dad, is it true? Is it true?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I had no clue. He's like, "Kobe Bryant died," and I'm like, "No, people be doing that. The internet's messed up. Sometimes they just make stories about people dying." And then I see it on like a TV by where I am, and I'm like, oh, and like I'm talking to him like, oh no, it is true, and he's like devastated, because he wanted me to like somehow meet him, and because I was his favorite player off YouTube only, because he's young. So yeah, man, that hit a lot of people.
It hit me crazy because as a father too, I was just like, okay, it's so sad that he went away and he died, but to bring his little girl with him, like that killed me, bro. Like I was just like, oh no, like
100%. Like at that time, they didn't know all that, right?
Yeah.
At that second, they didn't know all that, and then later on, it kept more information. The real thing that hit me was, it was like my birthday week. Like it was like my birthday had just passed, and I turned 41, and he was 41 when he passed, and I was like, damn, he only got 41 years, And it makes you think like, life is short, man. Life is short.
Yeah, his birthday is like right around my birthday. I think his birthday is like the 23rd or something like that. My birthday the 25th, and the same year, 1978. So wow. Man, that hit a lot of people. It was like, I feel like it was a bigger loss than even like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like worldwide, like Michael Jackson was definitely huge, but it was like
but I think it's because it was so early, right? Like Michael Jackson died, I think, in his 70s too, right? 60s, at least 60s, definitely 70s.
It probably, I say late 50s, like 58, 59.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Versus 40 is tough.
40 is tough, especially what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like he was about to rebrand everything, and restart a whole different kind of thing. So that was hard. That was hard. I never felt that way for somebody that I really never really knew like that personally. But I saw the good he was doing, and the movements he was doing was insane. You know what I'm saying? Especially for women's hoops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
He had one of the biggest tech funds in the world. Like they were killing on tech. And I mean, they were doing their thing. He had a fund that was doing better than a lot of the super high level tech funds. So he was about to and even he said it. There was like a final interview where he was like, "I'm gonna treat this world like even better than I played basketball. I want to be better in this world than I was in basketball."
You can tell he was doing that. He was doing that, dog. Any interview that would accept him, he was doing all the interviews. He was not. He was everywhere, and the impact he was having when he was there was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a great speaker. He was just an amazing. The second half of his life was about to be even better than his basketball career. That's a Hall of Fame, like pretty much an untouchable career. And he was about to just set it off on the second half of his career. And that's because he was just starting and he was still blowing everything up, and I was just like, man, like that was so ridiculous, yeah. But yeah, that was extremely impactful, brother. The next one, she was about to get real close with me and my crew, Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, man, I met her a bunch of times. Sometimes, most of the times I met her was without I didn't videotape her because she was like doing stuff. But the one time I got her, she was sweating a lot, like a lot of sweat, and she was just talking real quick, just like, hey baby, like she was speaking so fast. I was just like, okay, Whitney, we love you. I know, baby. I know you love me, baby. I know. And she'll talk like that, but it'll be like how what's the name? Not Lionel Richie. Stevie Wonder. You know how he just be doing like this with the glasses. Like that's how she was. She was just like not looking you in the face, and she was just looking around all the time. But we were just getting cool with her because we was getting her a bunch of different places back then. And yeah, man, she was a gem though, man. She was like always happy to see people, always having a good time, So, but she was going through it too, She was always like just sweating and like she just ran a marathon, And I was just like, man, like what's up, Whitney? And she was just like always on the move, But she was gone way too soon, And it was sad because how she died, her daughter died like that, and you could tell her daughter was so close to her, and it was just that was hard too. Never really met her daughter like that, just when she was younger, but to die the same way, very difficult, bro. So I'm midway through. We got any questions?
Somebody said Richard Jordan died. Michelle asked what's the topic. Michelle Falls, but I told her. Josh said what's up. Angel Santos said, he used to collect autographs and take pictures as a hobby. You're one of the nicest guys out there.
Thank you. Man.
And they said Michael Jackson was 50 when he died. I thought it was older than that. But.
Yeah, man. He seemed like he was older because he was around for decades. You know what I'm saying? But you got to realize he was his brother's
like 5 years old.
Yo, he started when he was like 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? And he was a superstar at like 7. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like his brothers was like older teens, and Michael was just a little dude doing it up, big afro and everything like that. That was the one guy that I always wanted to meet, but he stayed in Cali. But his story is crazy too. But I always wanted to meet him. I know I want to bring people on that actually met him, because I those guys have stories. I heard so many stories on them that it's crazy.
Shannon's crazy.
Shannon, I don't think so, but he be having jokes. He be having jokes like you could see. Like he'd be like, "Yo, oh my God, you wearing the same hat like you did yesterday?" To certain people, and they're like, "Yo, what?" But he said things like that, like, "Yo, driver, I'm driving tonight." Like he'll say things like that while he's around people, and we were like, "Yo, Stevie, you can see, man." And then he was like, "Yo, I'll see you later," like things like that.
Oh shit!
Yo, jokes all the time. Stevie Wonder be having he be having jokes. He said, "Man,
that's so
not Stevie though. Stevie gets it. Like Stevie gets it." So, did you get Whitney with Bobby? Usually, she was the worst when she was around him. Well, I never got them together. I got Whitney by herself. Like Bobby wasn't around when I got her. It was just Whitney and the daughter. Her daughter, I think Bobby Christina. But yeah, Stevie's a trip, man. Watch one of these days. We'll be around Stevie, and he's a trip.
That's hilarious.
So the next one, man, she was about to be a super duper star. I don't know if you remember her. Her name is Brittany Murphy. Remember Brittany Murphy?
Oh, I do. That's the Eminem chick, right? She was like in the Eminem movie or something.
She was in the Eminem movie, yeah, and she was in Clueless, and she was in a bunch of like different movies, but yo, she was about to blow up because everybody was booking her, and I think she died. They said she died like an asthma attack, but I don't think so. I think it was like depression, something like that. But that's my opinion,
Oh,
yeah. But
that's the one thing I'm like. A lot of this is depression. Like even Whitney is depression. Michael was depressed, right? They're like, especially from being so young, he was like in this whirlwind. He's taking too much drugs.
Yeah.
Like older ones. It's pretty crazy.
I know. It was crazy. But Brittany Murphy, like at one point, I thought she was trying to get with her brother, right? I was young, you know what I'm saying? I was young and I was lean, but I met her a bunch of times, but it was like, she was like hitting me with the like, yo, what's good? Like, how you doing? And I was just like, all right, like my girlfriend, my wife now, she was like outside of the joint, like I was like, yo, I'm good, and I kind of look at her, she was like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Like, how's everything? And I was just like, all right, cool. I would kind of side eye her like, what, yo, she trying to get with me or something? Like, what's going on? But she was a kind-hearted, like, she was just so nice. Yeah, Shannon knows. Brittany Murphy was so nice and good autograph signer. Yep. She was so amazing. Every time I'm like around her, I got her a few times early on in my career, especially right before TMZ when I first started. I got her a few times, and I was like, "Yo, she's gonna be a superstar," And then she was just gone. I think she was like 24 or something like that, 25. And I was just like, "What in the world is going on?" And that's early on. So yeah, she's way too soon, way too soon. DJ AM, you know DJ AM, right?
Yeah.
So you know the story with him and Travis Barker, the one from Blink 182.
They almost died in a plane crash or something like that, right?
So the plane crashed. Everybody died, but them two.
Yeah.
Like they got out the plane. It looked like they opened up like the door, and they both jumped off the plane when it was crashing down, and they both had like fire on them. They put themselves out, and they both survived. But DJ AM was suffering so much depression, especially after that, and he committed suicide just off of ODing. He was tough. He was tough because we got him a few times, and he was always happy. Like he was always like, "Yo, what's good?" Like, "Yo, what's up?" He lived in Soho, and he was just a really good dude. He was everywhere. He was blowing up so much, especially in Vegas. Everybody was booking DJ AM. Like no one, like you see how there's DJs out there, right? DJ AM was everywhere DJ AM, especially the big concerts, the big like venues. I remember when he passed away, I had to cover him. And I saw him coming out of the gurney. Like I had to do that, and that was one of the last times I did that because I felt the worst I ever felt doing that. But at the time I was working with TMZ, and Miguel, like I never feel that bad the way I felt when I had to see them rolling this dude out of his house. You know what I'm saying? And I just like, shit. Like it was like, man. And then I saw Ree the next day, and I was like, yo, DJ AM just passed away, yesterday. And she was like, who? I was like, DJ AM. And she was close with him. And she was just tripping. Like, what? And she told a friend, and they were like, oh my God. And this is her going to see Lion King. I had to tell her that, I felt bad, but it was just like the news of the day. But and she knew him. And I just wanted to, kind of let them know before she heard it somewhere else, And she was like, see, I can't believe it, And that was early read too, Yeah, that was hard. That was hard. People took that one super hard, but that was a turning point in my career that I didn't care no more. Like I never wanted to do someone like that, anybody that passed away, and I had to deal with that coming out of the thing, coming out of the home, through gurneys and stuff like that, or going to somebody's wake and stuff like that. I never did it again. Even before him, and I'm gonna go into the next one, Heath Ledger, right? Heath Ledger was crazy. What the crazy thing about Heath Ledger, he was best friends with everybody around me, right? But me, because I kept missing him. Like I had no luck with Heath Ledger. No luck. I'm talking, Miguel, 20 times. 20. I seen him one time, and he was like running away from somebody. Like he was playing like a game with one of the guys, and he jumped on his skateboard and left with my boy's skateboard and left. Right? Like he was like because they were trying to take pictures. He was like, yo, Heath, just stay still. And he was just running. Like dude was just running around. And then he left his skateboard there, and he just jumped on the skateboard and just took off, right? So the next day, he went early to his house, and he rang the doorbell. And Heath Ledger answered. He was like, yo, I thought you was going to pick this up last night. He was like, man, I waited till 9 o'clock at night for my skateboard, And he was like, yeah, I was out, But he was so amazing, like amazing. you know. And what was crazy about him, he was filming this other movie right after the Joker movie. It was something similar. He was like a clown or something like that, but it was another movie that he had to really dig in deep. And you could tell he was changing a lot because he was losing a lot of weight and he was just like out of it a lot. So the night he died, I had his flight coming in from England. And it was me and two of my boys. And his flight, and at that time I was doing hundreds of flights because it was just the easiest way to interview somebody to come off the flight and everything like that. So he coming in at 9 o'clock at night, and we was going out there. We was like, "Yo, Heath Ledger coming in? This is my time for Heath," you know. And my boys was going. He was like, "That's my guy." I was like, "Of course." So we go in the airport. Heath Ledger, 9 o'clock at night. We see the flight got delayed until 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, 1 o'clock in the morning? I'd rather just wait at his house the next day. You know, I'd rather just go to his house like 10 o'clock in the morning. He go for breakfast or something like that. So I'm like, yo, I'm just going to wait. You know, I'm not going to that flight. So he came in at like 2 o'clock in the morning. My boy just missed him. He got there like a 1:15 and missed him because he went out another door. It was because those international flights are kind of weird. So he came out another door and he missed them already. So I would have been pissed because I would have missed them too. So he came home. Whatever happened when he got home, OD'd. Supposedly one of the Olsen twins was there, right? Allegedly. One of the Olsen twins was there. They got her out of there, right? Called the bodyguard. Things were happening. And my boy got there early. And I was going to go there, and they like, yo, there's mad people over here, like emergency people there, like ambulance and all kinds of people. He was there. My boy was there when there was nobody there. But he went to go get breakfast and came back. There was a bunch of ambulance and stuff like that. He's like, yo, what just happened? And the ambulance left. So he must have been already in the ambulance. So, but he didn't know. He was just like, you know, ambulance in front and then left. So he didn't know. Then news started coming out that Heath Ledger is hanging on to his life. He was like, what? So trying to find him in different, you know, different spots, you know, my boy was, but I was just like, yo, let me know if he's good, man. Like, I ain't dealing with this, right? So it was crazy because Michelle Williams, his ex-wife, she was in Australia and she had to fly in the next day. And we had to cover her flying in, and it was like 100 paparazzis and different media outlets at the airport waiting for Michelle Williams to fly in. And I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna go to the house. So I waited by the house, and I got her walking in to her home, you know, from across the street. But it was like 50 people at the house too, with lights and everything like that, you know. And at the time, I was with TMZ, so got her coming in and stuff like that. And, you know, sent that out, and they wanted me to work on, you know, the funeral stuff, you know, all the stuff with Heath Ledger. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not messing with Heath Ledger, you know. And they worked on Heath Ledger, and they got some shots of him, like they was coming out of the hospital and stuff like that. They had to take him out of the hospital, but it was a mess. It was crazy. I didn't want no part of that. But yeah, man, it was tough. It was tough. Heath Ledger was tough because everybody loved him, right? And he was so dope. Like, he was so nice, you know. So yeah, that was a bad one. That was a bad one right there. One of my last but not least guys, right? And then I'm gonna answer questions, and we could get into other stuff after this. Was Robin Williams. You know, Robin Williams was one of my really good friends, you know, and with him, you know, it was always love. Every time I seen him, Robin Williams was just love, like everything. Any circumstances, you know, he came out of rehab. We was there, not even videotaping him. We was just there to say what's up because they were like, yo, Robin Williams in there. Yeah, work, all right. So we would just wait for him. He'd be like, oh, my guys. And like, he'll run up to us and stuff like that. Yo, what y'all up to and stuff? Yo, y'all not taking pictures? I'm not important no more? You know, like he didn't care. Like he didn't really care. You know, but yeah, he was one of those guys that when he passed away, I just didn't understand. Like I did not understand what was going on because he was always happy and he was always like joy. Like everything was joy, comedy. He was one of those comedians because a lot of comedians out there right now are not funny in real life. Like in real life, you meet them and they're not funny. Like they're not like people person. You know, they don't get along with fans. You know, I'm definitely not going to mention who, but Robert Williams was. It was always a delight. Everybody that ever met Robin Williams knows this. Anytime they met him, it was always love. It was always a delight. Everything was like, "Oh, what's up, Robin?" He's like, what's up, what's up?" And he talked like different languages. He even made up his own language. You know, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, man, like he's always gonna be missed by me. You know, and I was really early on in my career that I was just like, wow, you know, this is definitely something I want to do if I'm gonna meet dudes like this guy. You know, and it was always a pleasure with him. You know, and he's definitely gonna be missed, bro. Yep.
So Shannon asked when you said about the TMZ, you know, DJ AM, if you didn't do that, would they have fired you?
Yeah, they would have fired me on the spot. Yeah, because I refused to do the story. You know what I'm saying? But you know, after that, you know, I talked with them before because if they tell you to do something, you got to do it. You know, so I spoke to them before and told them how it impacted me. You know, and they understood afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you had to go through it to let them know. You know what you felt. You know, and I wasn't with that. That was not me, you know, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. You know, I ain't never going to do that again, you know, so I never did.
That's the only question so far. But from my perspective, I guess it's a high percentage of depression, though. Like that's kind of like the big thing I see out of this, you know, these stories. And also, you know, most of the depression ones, they were very nice people to you. Right.
Whoa.
So it's like they really hate that shit. Yeah.
I don't understand it. I want to say like probably 90% of the people on my list was like depression. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, a lot of these people had the world, like in the palm of their hand, like this, the world. And people would give them anything, you know, just to be around them, you know? And it's just like, man, like, yo, you gotta always hold on to the real ones, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy being around all that stuff and then seeing, you know, that you don't know what people are going through. You know, you don't know what, you know, the mindset are, you know.
Yeah, you can't tell. And then you find it. Like Robert Williams, you would never think it. You would never think it, Robert Williams. Never. You know, but I guess you kind of get there when you see they go into rehab. Right? That's like an early sign of there's some shit going on. Right? Like if they're, but a lot of times just drinking, but that could also be depression.
Yeah. I think a lot of that stuff prepared me for like what was going on with Justin, right? What Bieber was going through, what reminded me a lot of like those it was a mashup of a lot of these people that I dealt with, right? And he was heading that way, you know, and I was like, yo, listen, I was going all out for Bieber. Like Bieber, I was just like, yo, he was like, yo, can you leave? I was like, nope, I'm not going nowhere. Like I was like, yo, I'm staying with you. Like security used to be over there. Like they used to leave him by himself. And you could tell like he wasn't really there. You know, like it was really bad situations with Justin that I was just like, yo, I gotta be here for him. You know, and this is without cameras or nothing. Like I'm like right there with him. You know, so they didn't discuss that. They didn't discuss a lot of things. You know, they discussed like real mental health with him, but he was going through a lot more than even that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, of course, I'm not going to get into that, you know, other stuff, but just let it, you know, he was very close to being one of these guys on this list. Very close.
Jimmy's asking anything with Mac Miller.
So Mac Miller, I was one of the first ones to get Mac Miller with Ariana Grande. You know, I was there when they performed their first time together. You know, I was right there with them. You know, Mac Miller was amazing. Like Mac Miller was a dope dude. You know, I got him a week before he died too. You know, I could have put him on this list too. But Mac Miller was an amazing guy. He loved his fans, right? I got him at a hotel. I didn't want to do video on him because I was like, yo, he's connected with Ari. He knows me already. So I didn't want to deal with the whole Ari and him thing, you know, because Ari at the time was with the guy from SNL. So I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to, because anything I talk to him about is going to be about Ariana Grande. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to get into that with him. So we took a couple pictures from the car, and those are the last pictures of him, of Mac Miller. He died like a week after that. You know, so yeah, Mac Miller, but Mac Miller was amazing guy, you know, and again, you know, people loved him and everything like that, but you don't know what he's going through. You know, you don't know the things that, you know, these guys are going through. You know, you think they have it all, but, you know, they get stuck in this bubble of just depression, you know, and mental sickness, and you just don't know, you know.
Yeah, that's the scary part of this. Like all the money in the world, all the access, and still, you know, they go down a spiral.
Let me tell you something, man. Like, that's why the real ones, like people, like you could tell the people that's with old school friends, like people that just have that support system that they can lean on. You know what I'm saying? And those people that's just the real ones. Like money comes and go and stuff like that. And you see, you know, I've seen people with millions of dollars that just real depressed, you know, and this list right here proves it too. You know, like, yo, Michael Jackson had more money than most people think. Like Michael Jackson was up there in the billions. You know, he owned so much stuff, and man, he was extremely depressed, and he had kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, you don't know what these people are going through, man. Someone has Telly right. He's
Jason, but you got
what happened?
Jason, my boy.
Oh yeah, Jay Strong is one of my really good friends. Jason Armstrong, love him to death. That's my brother. Eventually, like I had a couple talks with, you know, we're gonna change things up this week and stuff. I'm gonna and I was gonna talk to Miguel about this, but like Fridays, like I want to have like fitness Fridays. You know what I'm saying? And have Sharif come back and actually do a shake for us. You know what I'm saying? And show us a couple of push-ups. Nice. Actually show us things.
Yeah. I've been doing his push-up every 2 hours.
I totally forgot that I was about to indulge in a lot of food today because it was my baby's birthday. So I was like, yo, I got to start tomorrow. You know, I got a lot of water. I got a lot of fruit, you know, so I'm ready to go. You know, I talked to Sharif yesterday, and people got to tune in, man. Friday, we're gonna set it up though, Miguel, but he wants to do like Friday, you know, Friday fitness, you know, and then get people right for Friday.
We got to do those earlier. Do fitness at 9 o'clock at night. I guess we have to do those earlier.
We'll figure that out. You know, but we're gonna see if he could set it up. He could set up like if he does it on his phone, he could set it up that, you know, he could show us the way he does his shakes, the way he does, you know, sometimes some Fridays he's gonna do his meals. You know, he's gonna put his meals together and do it in front of us. You know, so we know we're there with him. You know what I'm saying? So he's with it. He's excited. He was like, hell yeah, I want to do that. You know, so that's awesome. So we're gonna try to lock that in.
Like The Rock. 6 months.
Like 12 pack. Like, it's like,
we're gonna be there.
Yeah, so it's a lot of exciting things about to start happening. You know, yeah. And listening to new music. I'm listening to I probably got some new people that's gonna come on. You know, new artists. You know.
Bring Michael on here. He's a PR agent. He said he wants us to bring his people on. He has hold on, I'll give you the names. Lou Pizarro and Natasha Alam.
Yep.
From
So he just hit me up. He hit us up in DM, and I'm sorry I couldn't get back to you. We're setting up my daughter's stuff. Like I'm supposed to get it back to him today. And we're gonna definitely set that up so you guys could get inside look at some of these actors that's actually working out there. You know what I'm saying? So you can get insight in there, and you know, we could break them down and see, you know, if they could give you guys advice if you want to get into the acting business. You know what I'm saying? So I got Miss Universe, potential Miss Universe. She went for Miss Universe 3 different times. She's from Germany. She wants to do. She does fitness too. She's gonna be on the show sometime this week too.
With our boy.
That'd be a dope combination with Sharif.
Yeah, with Sharif. I was thinking his last name because it's the town my grandparents are from.
Oh yeah.
In Puerto Rico. Yeah, Fajardo. Yeah.
So it's, I'm probably gonna put them together because it'll make sense. But Sharif, you know, Sharif commands a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we can make that happen like that. You know.
No, but let's at least.
What happened?
Let's try to bring them all together. Happens and then we do Sharif stuff too. You know.
Yeah.
When she's on, maybe he's on too.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna try to book her for Friday, especially this Friday, and see if we can blend that together because she's fitness, because she's for the women, you know. But she's going for that Miss Universe title, and she, you know, she could give girls.
Maybe he could give us some tips.
I might hook them up.
Sharif could give us a tips.
If Reef is still single, I don't know if he's still single, but I might make the love connection. I'm gonna make a love connection there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
I guess any last words?
Yo, you know, just be aware of what people are going through, especially right now. Besides the coronavirus, you know, this staying at home stuff, you know, what they call that when you home a lot and stuff like that. I forgot what the symptoms that they give this. I forgot. Miguel, what do they call when you home? There's a name for this.
I don't know.
It's not. No, it's like it's what people are suffering from now. But you know, like staying at home for a long period of time. I don't know if you guys. Cabin fever.
Cabin fever.
Cabin fever. So people like right now, be aware. Like people are really going through it. Like of course, you know, we going through it too. But it's like mentally, you got to get that. It's starting off your day right. Start off your day positivity, right? It's a mind thing. This is you got to gain control of your mind. You know, because I've been in these situations that people couldn't get in control of their mind. And if you start your schedule right, yo, wake up. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone right away. Yo, put on something positive, right? Even if it's for 15 minutes. If you're just talking positive, like get up, like do your thing, like something that really get in your head, you know, and get that, you know, take a cold shower, kind of shock your system, right? Eat something good. That's why we're gonna get Reef on here all the time because he's pushing. I know he's gonna be pushing me and Miguel to do this, but like get in a zone, especially with people. You know, me and Miguel, we motivate each other all the time to think outside the box and just stay doing something. You know what I'm saying? But towards something, right? Stay doing something, but towards something. You know, and that's my word for today, man. Just do something towards something and keep your mind busy.
Yeah, I agree. This is the time. I know it's starting to get like a lot, especially in New York. We've been in quarantine the longest out of everybody. Yep. And then, you know, you see these people protesting and it's like, damn, we staying home. These people live in countries with yards and stuff. We in, you know, and with huge areas, we're in apartments and, you know, me and you, we live in a house, but a lot of people in New York are living in apartments, stuck, kids, you know, like we wrote this out like now for people to start messing it up, and they're gonna create a new spike and extend this. They're gonna extend how long we're gonna have to stay in by like not staying in. You know, it's crazy. But yeah,
it's
just sticking
up again.
Out. Yeah, I know.
But yo,
so yeah, Shannon said it's a good time to reach out to family and friends who you haven't talked to in a while, reconnect, write a letter. Yeah. I agree. Like, you know, I just had, you know, like you, your daughter's birthday. I just every other day I got a birthday. I'm singing on the phone, like you know,
so that,
you know, with the whole family is.
That's what we did too. We had about 5 different her friends all sing along. We did a Zoom chat, sing along. You know, my wife, she turned the whole living room into Disney World. You know, and it was like going into. She made a list of the different meals that my daughter loves when we in Disney, and she made every single meal with the menus. Like we was going into a Disney restaurant. You know what I'm saying? And it was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She did it, you know? And that's the kind of stuff that, you know, we planned that out a week ahead, but that keeps your mind going. And yeah, man, you know, we're always around. You know, if you want to just talk to somebody outside your family, nobody talking to you, we'll talk to you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know? Part of the reason for this, we were like, look, people are going to be bored in their house. Let's give them some entertainment based on the history, the stories. Yeah, so definitely don't be shy on camera. Jay Michael was like, I don't like being on camera, but you know, so I'm like, I don't like being on camera either, but I do it.
No, look at me. I look like Teen Wolf. This is all gonna be gone though soon. It's all gonna be
gone. Yeah. So yeah, I think just keep rocking, stay strong, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep. Same bat time, but same bat station. Peace.
Peace, everybody.